third attempt was not on the cards. I am the youngest of three children and I'm 25 years old. So my parents are relatively old. So wasting another year on prepping for an exam that I haven't been able to crack twice, that was not going to happen.
BSc बायोटेक्नोलॉजी से कैट टॉपर तक का सफर with calls from a lot of top business schools across the country, and now set to spend his next 2 years at IIM Calcutta.
There's constant performance pressure. एक भी mock खराब होता है तो you have to think twice before posting your mock scores on that Telegram group and everything.
Like family का support, caffeine का push और that grind का mindset. But उस grind के बीच में what was the toughest thing?
Family of business people. So yeah, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. MBA was a logical step ahead.
Coffee at cafe, right? And then the conquest of cat, right? Hello everyone and welcome back to the another episode of the Conversion Diaries, where we explore the stories of real life warriors of cat, their struggles, their wins और वो सब कुछ जो आपको इंस्पायर करेगा टू कीप गोइंग। आज मेरे साथ हैं समवन जो मोगा से उठ के 99.81 परसेंटाइल लेकर आए हैं इन कैट 2024। बीएससी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी से कैट टॉपर तक का सफर with calls from a lot of top business schools across the country, and now set to spend his next 2 years at IIM Calcutta. Please welcome Guntas Singh Chawla.
Thank you so much, Ananya. Yeah, my name is Guntas Singh. I'm from a small town in central Punjab, Moga, as you mentioned. I appreciate you mentioning that. I do have a special emotional connection with representing my hometown over here. Yes, I am from a biotechnology background. I come from a family of business people. So, yeah, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. MBA was a logical step ahead. And yeah, things have worked out. Rodha really helped. I'm here, all things considered. Good.
Yeah, Gunta, so it's so good to have you with us today, and many congratulations for like IIM Calcutta. That's really huge. So how's the feeling like being at IMC right now?
To be very honest, it still hasn't fully sunk in. I don't even have. I consider myself a very eloquent, very articulate person, but I don't really have words to explain what this feels like when I walk past the logo that people post on LinkedIn and Instagram. I haven't even gotten it in myself to click my picture with that. 480 people, all of them are so smart, such a smart cohort that I have with me, that I have to be on my toes. I have to put my best foot forward all the time. It is completely new. I've never felt this way before. It's beautiful.
That's really great. So Guntas, let's rewind a bit, right? मोगा से लेकर IIM कलकत्ता तक की जर्नी, राइट? आई एम श्योर there's a story behind that percentile, right? So, but to start with, if you have to describe your entire cat prep journey in just 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Uh, Coffee, family, and grind. Those three words, I believe. Coffee, because that is how I incentivized myself to study. I was in Chandigarh for my biotech degree. So when I started studying, I started to sit at my closest cafe, just to be at a lively place, be around good people. And eventually, I got addicted to coffee, of course, like most people like me do. Uh, Family, because I have always been the kind of individual who requires a support system, and my mother, my father, my sisters, both of them. I don't think it would have been possible for me to achieve anything at all if they weren't supportive of me. So, family's there, and grind, of course, you have to have that habit of sitting with yourself, letting the world pass you by. That it's okay, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do this work for the next few hours. I don't care what happens in the world. I love being here. I'll just do my work. So
That really sounds very poetic to me. Like family ka support, caffeine ka push, or that grind ka mindset.
yeah.
But that grind, that उस grind के बीच में what was the toughest thing, like especially uh, when you went back to your hometown and that social life must have become very slow, right?
Yeah. So this was my second attempt at CAT. I had to leave Chandigarh after I had graduated. I went back to my hometown. And of course, I was with my parents, so that makes things 100 times better. But going from a town like Chandigarh, which is rather lively, to back home Moga, where there's very few people, a very warm town, it's a little difficult. I won't say that I'm the most social person, but took some time to adjust. Uh, as far as the grind is concerned, there are a lot of communities on the internet, right? Of course, we have our groups from Rodha, and there are so many heavy hitters. I'm sure you have it in your current batch as well, and you have to compete with those people. There's constant performance pressure. एक भी mock खराब होता है तो you have to think twice before posting your mock scores on that Telegram group and everything. So yeah, those momentary highs and lows. How do you balance your emotions so a good mock doesn't put you over the moon, a bad mock doesn't kill your candidature? You have to find a balance there. So that was a little struggle during the grind phase. Yeah.
Oh, can you mention about that mock pressure? And one thing that I got to know, which is very unique, which I don't often hear in this CAT preparation industry, was something about getting ranks, top ranks in the mocks that you have given, right? People only compare the percentiles per se, but you have set yourself ki you wanted to get AIR top 100, right? So was it self created pressure on yourself, and how did you handle that mental game कि यार मुझे rank लानी है under 100?
See, I'll tell you by an example. Like a few people from my current college here, IIM Calcutta, they did this project where they put a display of how much food was being wasted in the mess. And when that number is in front of you, you subconsciously have to do better, right? You want that number to improve. So when these mock series give you your ranks, uh, it is the pressure of the number. You can see the number, you want the number to improve, right? It's a very objective metric. It tells you very clearly on where you stand. So you want it to improve. हाँ, सेल्फ इन्फ्लिक्टेड प्रेशर था. बहुत लोग जिनसे मैं बात कर रहा था, they were constantly in the top tens and also I wanted to have some sort of a एक मैचिंग प्रेशर भी होता है that if I'm putting myself in the company of these people, I want to match up to it. I want to earn my place here. Yeah, self-inflicted, but I think that is one of the best things I did with the people I was with while I was prepping. In terms of like the people I was talking to, they really pulled me up alongside them. So yeah.
And as we got to know, you got, I think, some rank 38 in your first mock. So
Yeah.
how was the feeling like then? Like तब लगा था कि यार now तो this is it कि अब तो करना ही है.
Uh, see, again, this was my second attempt, so I was at somewhat of an advantage first mock में. Most of the people that you're going to compete with are first time test takers, right? And so जो भी mock season का पहला mock होता है, they are not at their best levels right now. So it's relatively easier to get a good rank. But yeah, when you have that number, you have a benchmark. Like I just mentioned, कि next वाले में अगर 64 भी आएगा, even if it's 64 out of 13,000, you're going to say कि मैं 32 rank drop कर गया. I don't want that. Yeah, could you repeat the question, please? I missed the question again. So,
No, so basically when you got that rank 38, तब did you feel like यार अब तो करना ही है, मतलब first mock इतना अच्छा score, so
so my sister tells me that I'm a very compulsive person that way. That once things start going my way in a particular pursuit, so I really just go all in. So yeah, that 38 rank, given given the fact that I still remember such an obscure rank, so it was something that mattered to me. And yeah, it did set me up for a hard working season throughout the year.
okay. And since you already attempted the examination once before, right? So when you used to attend lectures from, let's say, Ravi sir, Apoop sir, right? तो ऐसे भी कोई moments होते थे जब लगता था कि यार हाँ ये तो कोई नई चीज पता चली, कोई नया क्वेश्चन सामने आया, तो यू फेल्ट लाइक कि अच्छा ये ऐसे सॉल्व होता है.
All the time, literally all the time. Matlab, I really didn't do justice to my quant prep for my first attempt. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to. But this year, when I was attending Apoorv sir's lectures, yeah, Ravi sir's lectures, so all the time, especially in algebra and sequence and series, all the time I used to think that I miss. So much so that I used to remember that this question I saw last year in the exam, and अगर मैंने ये lecture last year attend किया होता मेरा निकल जाता. So all the time I would feel कि हाँ, that eureka moment, that oh, this is how this is solved.
That's nice यार. And you also mentioned about a peer group जिसके साथ काफी healthy competition था, right? So हाँ, वो bond कैसे बना and how did it help you in your preparation?
See, there is so much noise on the internet, yeah. Especially in this cat prep community where every year we might not produce the best B school cohorts, but we definitely produce influencers in this community, right? Every year there's someone new popping up, so many new Telegram groups popping up, subreddits popping up. So among all this noise, when you find a few people who are doing really well, who are interested only in doing the work, in discussing the right things, asking the right questions, and helping other people, that that's something that you can't really value too much. I mentioned my friends Soumyadeep and Prathmesh. So these two I met on Reddit, and then we got together on Telegram. And such focused individuals only cared about their exam prep. We had similar struggles. किसी का एक mock खराब जा रहा है, अच्छा जा रहा है. So when you have a peer group like that, तो वही ना, you push each other up and you drag each other when someone falls down, that you say it's okay, we're gonna get it next time, next mock and all that. So yeah, invaluable, both of those and other people that I've been with, invaluable.
That's really nice to have friends with whom you can have a healthy competition, which helps you a lot in turn in your preparation journey. But like, did you feel any time while preparing for CAT 2024 कि यार second attempt है, ये भी शायद नहीं होगा, और you ever felt like giving up? If yes, so like what pulled you back?
I don't think there was a moment where I wanted to give up. uh, of course the pressure of the moment that this is the second attempt, what if it doesn't work out, is always there. uh, Third attempt was not on the cards. I am the youngest of three children and I'm 25 years old, so my parents are relatively old. So wasting another year on prepping for an exam that I haven't been able to crack twice, that was not going to happen. So that escalatory slippery slope thinking, that ये क्वेश्चन नहीं हुआ तो ये सेक्शन नहीं होगा, ये सेक्शन नहीं हुआ तो ये मॉक नहीं होगा, ये मॉक नहीं हुआ तो कैट एग्जाम नहीं निकलेगा, एग्जाम नहीं निकलेगा तो कॉलेज नहीं मिलेगा, एंड इट कीप स्लाइडिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? So there were a few moments like that, but this is something that Ravi sir mentions in the class ki you don't have to do this. That if you can't solve this question, you only have to think ki agla question solve karna hai. You don't have to think ki ye section nahi hai and all that. So yeah, that's something that Ravi sir addressed in class, and it was very reassuring that way. Kafi stability hai uske baad.
Okay, that's nice, yaar. So Guntas, let's now dive into your playbook, your preparation playbook, right? So, how are the days when your preparation was at peak? And especially, say, in the last 2 months. So, what was your daily routine like?
In the last 2 months, especially, matlab, the syllabus was pretty much done. Mocks, it was mock heavy preparation, sectional heavy preparation. Everyone has bad days. I might have had a few more than most people do. Uh, but you have to have something to fall back to. I enjoyed doing DILR very much. It's not my best section, but that is what I enjoyed doing the most. So on days where I simply didn't feel like getting up, going to work, so that my plan was I'll give three DILR sectionals. That'll just put me through 2 hours, more than 2 hours, right? If I can get through 2 hours of peak work of something that I enjoy, then I'll set myself up for the other work that has to be done, which I might not enjoy that much. So for bad days, my strategy was even if it has to be three or four DILR sectionals, 20 sets, I'll just try to have fun doing my work, and then once I'm in the flow, then I'll get everything else done as well. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, in fact, pehle that coffee at cafe, right? And then the conquest
Yes.
of cat, right? I think मुझे ऐसा लगता है हियरिंग योर स्टोरी कि कैट की प्रेपरेशन जर्नी में वो कैफीन और कंसिस्टेंसी का कॉम्बो इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रांग, राइट?
Yeah. Yeah. What I feel is you need to start having fun with it. Uh, like I just mentioned, I really enjoyed solving DILR. I fell in love with it. So you have to find ways to make it fun. You have to find ways to realize that this is not my first battle in life. This will not even be close to my last battle in life. Even if I manage to succeed here, the next battle that awaits me is going to be 10 times harder. So you have to find ways to enjoy it. You have to give your life meaning outside of cat. That why am I doing this? Because I want this. Because I see myself going there. Have a purpose. Have something that you enjoy doing while you do it. Consistency. Then it just follows. If you're enjoying it, if you're having fun, you will be consistent.
And what about the times when you used to get bored, when you used to get tired?
Recreationally, given that I used to sit at cafes, so getting bored was the solution to getting bored was just shut your laptop down, go for a walk for 5 minutes, boredom is solved. Uh, Maybe after you're done for the day, you go to the gym, play basketball every now and then. Not very frequently, but that's what I used to do. Uh, I have a couple of games that I used to play on my phone. Sudoku, particularly, I really fell in love with Sudoku over these past 2 years. Where to the point where people say that that is a very sad thing to do. That if you're that in your free time, if you're doing something like Sudoku, that's borderline sad. But yeah, that's how I used to have fun when I got bored.
Glad that you didn't mention PUBG and Call of Duty.
No, I don't judge people for that. Sudoku worked for me because I'm more of a 10 to 15 minutes through. So PUBG is a long commitment. I don't do that. I'm sure people who've scored better than me are also very good PUBG players, so no judgment on that part.
Okay, that's great, yaar. In fact, talking about how Rodha helped, I can't help myself but asking my favorite question of this entire podcast series, which is if Rodha were a friend to you, what kind of friend would it be?
I believe if I had to sum it up in one word, it's reliable. Uh, See, when is the time that you feel lost during this preparation? When you come across as beaten down this drum is, when you come across a set that you couldn't solve in a mock test or a question that you couldn't solve. When do you feel lost? When you can't find someone to help you with it. You feel lost when you don't have the resources to find the solutions, and you don't have the resources to develop the mental power that if I see this next time, I'll be able to solve it by myself. uh, Rodha, that was never a problem. One, the sets that were explored in class were so many. The tests that were on the portal were so many. The questions that were discussed in class. I proudly say that there wasn't a single question in CAT 2024 which hadn't been discussed in class. So it was very reliable, the most reliable friend that if I go to this friend and ask him कि यार ये मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है बता कैसे करना है तो ये वाला दोस्त मेरे को बता देगा कि कैसे.
No, I think that word reliable in itself is very wholesome, है ना? मतलब I feel कि जब एक प्लेटफॉर्म जब और एनी वन लाइक जब वो रिलायबल फ्रेंड बन जाता है, राइट? तो दैट प्रेपरेशन जर्नी इट माइट नॉट बिकम इजी, बट आई गेस वो स्मूथ जरूर हो जाती है हैविंग दैट रिलायबल फ्रेंड beside you, right? So,
Yes.
Guntas, with this, I think let's move to doing something fun in our next round, which we call as this or that. It's basically
Okay.
a rapid fire round. जिसमें you have to answer basis your instinct and explain why you have chosen.
All right.
So the first one we have is डूइंग आरसीज इन मॉर्निंग या फिर नाइट?
Morning, specifically because I got the morning slot for CAT. VRC was my strongest section, and 1 month before CAT, they allotted us the slots. I had the first slot, and I could notice that as soon as I started waking up so early to give a mock that early, my VRC scores dropped. So if I had to do it all over again, I would hedge my bets, get up at 6 in the morning, start solving RCs then.
Okay. The next one is your attempt strategy. So, what did you use to focus more? Accuracy or speed?
Accuracy. First section is of course VARC that comes through. I have been naturally good at it. Reading speed has never been an issue. I always, without fail, I've always gotten through all 24 questions. So accuracy there. LRDI, you don't really have a choice there. It's either you can solve or you can't solve. You can't really take shots in the dark in those sections. So it's always about accuracy. Same with quant, which is even more yes or no. या तो हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. You can't take shots in the dark. It's a bad strategy in my opinion. So it's all about accuracy.
Okay. Uh, Preparation with peers या फिर solo study?
Solo study. When it comes to work, I'm a lone worker. Once I'm done working and I have to discuss how the day was, how difficult or easy it was, or what problems I'm facing, then I'll talk to the people who are in my inner circle. But when I'm working, I have to sit alone. I have the world going by me that I can sense that if I'm doing something, at least I'm not completely secluded in a four-walled room, but I work alone. I don't work with people.
Okay. So, for DILR, sets या फिर surprise mocks?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
For DILR, practice sets या फिर surprise mocks?
Surprise mocks. It's so much more about strategy. Uh, Four sets are going to be in front of you. It is a guarantee that unless you're the smartest human in contention for this test, you're not going to be able to solve all four of those. You need to be, clear about what you want to do, how you want to go about it, when exactly do you want to give up on a set and move to the next one. So a surprise mock is always better than a practice set. If I just have to pick it, I'll do a section.
Okay, okay. So last one for this round. So before examination, that war kind of music या फिर soothing vibes?
War music, always war music. See, uh, I'm from Punjab, right? We're not exactly we're not exactly the most soothing people out there, right? So war music always. I had a few hymns. I'll keep that to myself. I won't share trade secrets of music. But yeah, war music before exam. But it had the soothing effect on me.
That's great. Yeah, that sounds really fun. But with this, Guntas, let's move to our next segment, which we call as MythBusters. है ना? I'll say some popular cat myths. ठीक है? You tell me whether they're true or they're actually myths or like somewhere in between, based on your experience.
Sure.
The first one we have is कि if you're taking a second attempt, that means कि you have failed your first attempt.
No, that's very harsh. I don't think I would consider myself a failure by most standards. I didn't perform to my own standards, but being a failure in this test is very impossible. It is a bell curve test, right? Where three standard deviations from the mean, and you will be in the 99.9th percentile and all that. So you have to decide on what part of the bell curve you want to be, where you consider yourself satisfied. Passing or failing this test is impossible. You don't have a pass score or fail score. You don't have a score that you can get in IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta is confirmed. So you set your own standards and evaluate if you perform to them. There is no failure.
Okay, that's a really great explanation, I'd say. Next we have is कि if you are from a non-maths background, non-commerce background, something like biotech background that you had, so you won't be able to do QA well.
No, that's very clearly a myth. And I'm not even the best person to say that. Uh, Quant all things considered, was my most difficult section for me. I scored in the 97th percentile in quant. But even if you consider someone like me who came from a biology background, I haven't done mathematics since 10th standard, and I still managed to perform better than 97% of the people. So it's definitely doable for anyone. You could say that the people who have a maths background have a certain level of starting advantage, but it's definitely anyone can catch up. I know people from biology or commerce backgrounds who scored in the 99.9th percentile in the quant section.
That's nice. Next one we have is कि only IITians or engineers get top percentiles.
I'm from DAV College, Chandigarh, which is a great college, by the way. But it's not. It's definitely not an IIT or an NIT, right? And now I'm sharing the same cohort with so many people from SRCC and IIT and NIT. So make your own guesses. It's definitely doable for anyone.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. The last one that we have for today for this round is that your mock scores define your final CAT score.
No, that's a big myth, and it's something that I have suffered from myself as well, where you let a mock speak for your preparation a little too much. You score in the triple digits and you're on cloud nine. You score in the 50s and 60s and you believe it's over for you. It just has to be something that happens every week. It's part of your routine. Try to do your best, try to figure out what went wrong, and you have to let it go. It's easier said than done. I couldn't master it completely myself, but that is the way to go.
That's really nice to hear, Guntas. Like, yeah, so it was real fun to bust all these myths. Basis your experience, basis what you have felt, you have experienced during your CAT prep journey. And Guntas, I think we are almost at the end of this amazing ride, right? Like, before we wrap, let's have a wisdom drop from your side. Like, what one mindset, one advice या कोई एक मंत्रा हो which you want to give to the cat aspirants out there, especially to people who come from very small towns, small cities, right? And कभी कभी लगता है ना कि शायद this is not our cup of tea. So what would you want to go say to those people?
Uh, all right. So it's the most cliched line ever used, but they say that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Uh, I will acknowledge that being from a small town is a little scary in these places. You don't get to have the exposure that other people have. Someone who grew up in a city like Delhi or Bangalore would have a lot more exposure, would have the better quote unquote profiles than you could have built over your academic career. Uh, yeah, so there is definitely something that you're fighting for, but if you have that chip on your shoulder that I'm from a small town, but I don't care, I'm going to compete with everyone who proclaims to be better than me, and I'm going to prove it to them that I'm just as good, if not better. Second, shut out the noise. There is so much noise, like I just mentioned, that we might not produce the best cohorts, but we create very effective influencers. You need to shut that noise out. You need to find a few people who are doing better than you. You have to find someone who drags you with them, if you can't do it yourself. So you have to hang with people who are scoring in the 99.9th percentile in mocks. You need to talk to them even if it's intimidating or they might not be your best friends. Stay with them, shut out the noise, be with you, compete with yourself. And any small town will be represented, and I hope I get to see so many more people in the next cohort here at IIM Calcutta who are from small towns.
Guntas, thank you so much for coming on the Conversion Diaries. I think your journeys are not just about the percentile, but it's more about the celebration of that mindset that you had while preparing for CAT. And in fact, I also got to learn a lot from you. I'm really sure our viewers must also or will also learn a lot from your story, like from that strategy to having that self belief. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Great time, Ananya.
And to all our listeners out there, if you also felt the story of Guntas to be relatable with your story, so share it with your prep buddies also so that they can also learn a lot out of this story. एंड मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक और इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी के साथ. टिल देन कीप ग्राइंडिंग, कीप बिलीविंग. गुड बाय.